So, I just have one story for you today. It's kind of a long one, but it's good. It's a rival between twin brothers, and you will not believe the extent they go, but just wait till the end to see when the mom gets involved. I never believed when people said that amongst twins, they're always an evil one, because Justin and I were inseparable. We were halves of each other until he did something I could not forgive him for. All our lives, Mom had always liked me more because, well, I was the smart kid in school. Justin may have not been smart, but he was exceptionally good when it came to sports. It all started 6 years ago when I realized my brother had always been jealous of me, because Mom did not show him the love that she's shown me. She would miss his important games to come to my spelling quizzes, or math and science quizzes. This did not only cause some distance between my brother and I, it also made him envy me. I could not tell at first, but as time went on, he started to show his true emotions toward me. Mom has always said I've inherited a lot from her, unlike Justin, who had no interest in science and educated-related stuff. One day, when Mom came to pick us up from school, Justin asked her to go see him play the finals in the weekend. She first asked for his test to skim and see how he was doing academically. After she saw how bad he was doing, she decided she would not waste her time to watch him kick a ball when he could not pass a test. She later asked for my test, and she was amused, as always, to see how good I was doing. I told her I had a very important test coming up, and she suggested that she would help me get ready for the test. Immediately, Justin got so angry, started grunting and furrowed his brows, and his skin reddened. I could feel how angry he was. Mom just had to see him play for the finals, and she suggested helping me get ready for a test. I was sympathizing with my brother, but little did I know he had just started planning something in store for me. As we reached home, my brother hurried to his room. We stayed in the living room with Mom laughing about everything we spoke about. As I walked from the living room to my room, I overheard Justin on a call. To who, I had no clue. All I heard was, "It has to work." I assumed he was talking about a trick they learned to beat their opponent in soccer. Justin hung up, and on his way out, he bumped into me. "Were you eavesdropping just now?" He asked me with a surprised look, and I responded, "Oh, of course not." I quickly hurried to my room before he could pose more questions. The next day, Justin went for a haircut, and when he came back, it caught me by surprise that he did his hair just like mine. Justin never liked my haircut. Why would he cut it like mine? I did not think he was up to something fishy at all. The next thing I saw was Justin started wearing his spectacles. Ever since we got the glasses, he's never worn them. Late at night, Justin came to my room to have bro time. I did not suspect a thing as well, but what he wanted was a way to distract me from thinking that he was up to something. Later in the night, when I'd fallen asleep, he snuck out and went back to his room. In the morning, he was so early up that he did not even drive to school with Mom and I. I thought for a minute that maybe he was trying so hard to impress Mom to get her to watch his game. The day for my test arrived. I was so nervous, I had no idea it was obvious. "You got this, son," Mom said with her warm hand rubbing my shoulder. It was a relief to hear that from her. I was running a bit late when we reached school. I rushed to the venue, and surprisingly, the teacher refused me in. What the heck? I have a test to write. What did she mean I could not enter? I waved my hand high for the teacher to see me, but unfortunately, she just could not see me now. I begged her to let me in, but she still refused. In fact, she said to me, "There's a practice ongoing. Are you not supposed to be in the soccer field? Go and practice, make us proud. We need that trophy to remain here." What was she talking about? I was so confused and furious at the same time. I stood there until students started walking out when they were done. I was astonished and shocked to see Justin walking out of the venue. None of us were expected to see each other then. His eyes met me with mine, and he opened his mouth wide like he just saw a lion with clenching jaws that was about to shred him into pieces and swallow him whole. And me, on the other hand, I look like that lion. He walked towards the door and tried to talk to me in a feeble and breathless voice. I was so furious to just look at him. I pulled him far from the venue and confronted him. Even when I saw him come out of the venue, he still wanted to lie to my face that it was not his fault. He said my teacher dragged him into the venue because she thought it was me. And the outfit? Why on earth are you wearing my clothes, bro? Now it was clear. The haircut, the spectacles, him coming to my room in the night, he wanted to impersonate me. He kept saying those were his clothes, but one thing I know about my brother, never wears nerdy clothes. I was so mad I threw a punch at his face and walked away. He stood there trying to stop his nosebleed. I walked home from school. I just could not attend the rest of my classes, thinking about what Justin had just done to me. I'm sure I did not deserve it, especially not from him. I reached home and broke absolutely everything that was in his room. I wanted to burn his room, but Mom would have killed me. Even in my anger, I thought about the other people. I don't get how he would do something so roguish to his own twin brother. It was at this moment I finally understood what people meant when they said there's always an evil twin in the pair. What we shared broke that day. I no longer considered him to be my other half. I grew up thinking he was my other half, but that day, I was the whole man on my own. All I wanted was to punch his face some more. Mom and Justin came home and found me in my room. She tried knocking, but I did not want to see anymore. Mother wondered what happened at school, and Justin just told her that someone kicked the ball in his face by mistake during practice. That's why his nose was bleeding. When Mom was done cooking dinner, she called me down to eat, but I remained locked in my room. She got so worried she demanded Justin tell her the truth, but he kept saying he doesn't know. I had to stay in my room and process myself. If I saw his face after what he's done, I might just break his so-called beautiful face. He had no right to do something like that. Even if I've done something that got him upset, I preferred he would come to me instead of gambling with my academics. That was really a wrong move that he's done there. The fury I felt was humongous. I could feel my heart skip beats and my jaw was clenching. I had all the rights in the world to have punched my brother because of the move he pulled on me, and he had no idea that he's just woken up the beast. He disturbed my peace, and I had to find a way to get him back. I first wanted to tell Mom about what he's done, but I thought of using it to my advantage since he liked bragging about how good he is in soccer. Maybe it was time Mom sees it as well. I already had what I wanted to get him back. I finally came out of my room, and the excuse I had was that my test did not go well at all. She sympathized with me and told me, "It's okay if you fail this one test. You never failed a test, and it's okay to be tired or fail sometimes. You're a smart boy. I know you'll make it up for the test if you fail it." And, well, maybe she was right. I could always make up the test some other time. But all I was focused on was just getting this perfect revenge for my brother. I had to pretend like I was still mad at him for him not to think that I was up to something fishy. He thought I was too much of a saint, and I was capable of doing what he did. He was very much mistaken. I was already planning how to get him back. I managed to convince Mom to go and watch him play, and she agreed. She was going to agree because her favorite little brainiac, as they said at school, had asked her. After Justin heard that Mom was going to watch him play, he started practicing way harder, because he wanted to impress Mom so bad. But little Mr. Sports Star had no idea his game was going to be a disaster. As the day arrived, I told Mom I had a science project with a friend and I could not go with them. I left before them and they left half an hour later. I hurried to school and joined Justin's teammates in the dressing room. I asked for the spare key to Justin's locker to put my bag in and change. I wore his clothes, and just when we were done dressing, I heard voices outside. I knew instantly that it was my brother's voice trying to get past the guards in the dressing room. Well, we finished dressing and we walked onto the field. Justin saw me from a distance and started shouting, "Hey, that's Justice! Please let me go through. My brother is about to destroy my only chance of getting a scholarship. Please!" The match started and I made sure to exaggerate my falls. I kept kicking sand and running away from the ball. The crowd kept laughing and I started scoring in our own goal. The coach wondered what was wrong with me. No one had a clue that I was Justice and not Justin, and well, that was the fun of it. My brother disappeared for a moment, then I could spot him trying to run into the sports field, but he was struck down by the guards. He finally surrendered and went to sit and watched his brother make a fool of him. His anger energy hit me back in the field. The team lost in the game, and well, they lost the trophy. All the teammates were mad with me. I quickly went to the dressing room, undressed, and left. I knew the team had probably planned on beating Justin up for the way he played. Unfortunately for them, I'd already left the room. That's when the real Justin came in looking for me. The teammates beat him up, and the guards came running to stop the fight. They were taken to the headmaster's office, and many of Justin's teammates were expelled, and my dear brother was kicked off the team. He left the office furiously and came to look for me, but I was nowhere to be found. That's because I was already at home laughing my lungs out. It was just so funny I could not stop laughing. It was fun though, I must admit. When Mom and Justin finally came home, he came straight to my room and tried to pick a fight. Mom came and stopped us right away. Justin was so angry, and me on the other hand, I kept laughing as he kept breathing like an angry wolf. Mom asked what happened, and Justin said, "You say you're the best mother, yet you cannot even distinguish between Justin and I? That was him on the field today. It wasn't me. He made a fool of me, and now I'm kicked off the team and I lost my scholarship." Mom got offended and she said to him, "Listen, Justin, I knew it was your brother on the field, and you know what else I know? I know that he did not write his test, and someone else wrote it on his behalf." Our jaws dropped at the same time. We wondered how she knew that my brother wrote my test as me. "You're wondering how I know," she says. "One, you're both bad liars. I knew there was more to your nosebleed and to your brother's depression. Was it a coincidence that your brother was stressed and your nose almost broken? And, by the way, you wrote your student number instead of your brother's and his teacher called me." Justin was so ashamed. He withdrew his next statement. Mom was so disappointed in him, and it turned out Mom was being a detective behind our backs, and she was totally on my side. She knew that I only acted in self-defense. I may have missed my test, but he lost much, much more. Mom's trust, his scholarship, and he was off the team. As he walked into the corridors at school, everyone laughed and made fun of him. He was so embarrassed to walk. He started walking late to his classes because he had to wait for the other corridors to be empty of students to avoid being made fun of. He also wanted to make sure that he does not see my face at all, but did he have a choice? We lived in the same house. We ate at the same table, shared almost everything, and we drove to the school in the same car every day. So he could not change the fact that I am his brother, and we would remain in the house, or the same house, whether he liked it or not. It was always fun to see how he was annoyed with me, but he could not do anything about it except stay in his room. And well, Mom made sure he was always under pressure for him to improve academically. He would go to school in the morning, and after school he had a meet-up for tutors for the subjects that he was performing badly in. Meanwhile, I was doing great in school, and always, Mom was proud of me. There was no better feeling. His plan to ruin me backfired on him that he was not even free at school anymore. Even though I wanted to feel pity for him, what he did to me was immoral and it'll affect my academics badly. And obviously, I cannot go back in time and clean up his mess. I have to deal with it. Justin deserved everything, and that'll teach him how to control his feelings and actions next time. I know Mom loved me more, and she made it obvious, but I should not be the one to pay for being smarter. He actually thought he hit the jackpot by doing what he did, but instead he just started a fire and added a bottle of fuel. It will only result in him burning badly, because once the bottle explodes, it's going to burn anything that it comes in contact with. Someone needed to show him that the tables can indeed turn quickly. He did not only impersonate me, but he also made me fail my test. Anyone would understand why I did what I did. Even though he is my twin brother, I had to do what I did because sometimes it's needed to show people that we all have beasts that we hide to keep peace. Because, well, if we all go rogue, no one will hold this world together. So guys, I don't know the exact trueness of this story, if it was fabricated, over-exaggerated, or if this was the real thing. There was a couple red flags, like there being security guards at the soccer field house. I don't think that's a thing in high school, but I could be completely wrong because I don't know what country that these people were from. But let me know in the comment section down below, do you think the mother getting involved at the end was too far? Should she have stopped all this before it evolved into something further? I would love to know your opinion on this, so drop it below. That's all the stories I have for you today. It was one story, but it was a long one. Okay guys, tell me what you think about it, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.